This is Google Pixel 1 versus iPhone 14 Pro, blind camera test, an entertaining fight that no one asked for. What the heck? Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome back to Gadget Rev Now. Today's just a good vibe kinda entertaining type of comparison. We didn't do this to tell everyone that iPhone sucks or Google is good or one is better than the other. But I guess to answer the question, how good is the new flagship phone compared to the first ever Google phone with computational photography? We're not expecting that Google Pixel 1 will win against iPhone 14 Pro, but can you spot the difference on a blind test? There's so many camera tricks and features of the new iPhone 14 Pro, but we will just compare the things that we can, like the main sensor, videos, and low light. So get ready to be entertained. This is a fun and funny battle of these two phones. This is our first comparison and I want you to take the responsibility of choosing which is the better image if it doesn't have a name. This is the most confusing image I compared. I thought they looked the same. Phone 1 will always be first and on the left, while phone 2 will always be second and will be on the right. Also, it is not enough to know which is which, but who is the better photos without the brand. Google Pixel 1 is on the left, while iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. Let's move outdoors. This is our very first blind test, so I'm not expecting too much on this video, but this series will get better as we move forward and make more videos like this. We're starting with this camera comparison video with some photos from the park. This is the first image outdoors. I took a shot of this tent. The second image is darker and colorful, but if you look side by side, without knowing which is which, who do you think is better? Pixel 1 is on the left, while iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. Next, I took a photo of the street's yield sign. This is phone number 2. By the way, you can buy 23 Pixel 1 for one iPhone 14 Pro. iPhone 14 Pro retails at $1,400, while a used Pixel 1 is only around 60 to 70 Canadian dollars. Phone 1 is iPhone 14 Pro and phone 2 is Pixel 1. I told myself I wouldn't give any hints or help you with your choices, but I thought the first image or the image on the left has good white balance compared to the bluish image on the right. Pixel 1 is on the left, while iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. This is the slow motion test of these two phones. And this is the super slow motion of these two phones. Both the left side is Pixel 1 and on the right are both iPhone 14 Pro. We are checking the flaring of these two phones. This is phone number 1 and this is phone number 2. Checking it side by side, iPhone 14 Pro is on the left while Pixel 1 is on the right. There's so many camera features of the iPhone 14 Pro. It even has 3 camera sensors, but we're only using the main sensor of iPhone 14 Pro and Google Pixel 1 for equality. This is the shot using the rear camera. We didn't use the portrait mode of the iPhone 14 Pro as Pixel 1 doesn't have it. At this point, you probably know which is which, but without knowing the brand name and how much it is, would you say one is better than the other? Actually, the better question is, without knowing the brand, is Pixel 1 better? iPhone 14 Pro is on the left, while Pixel 1 is on the right. This is another confusing image for me. This is phone number 1. And this is phone number 2. Looking side by side, the only difference is the white balance. Pixel 1 is on the left, while iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. This is the selfie video recording of camera 1, and this is the selfie video recording of camera 2. I think this one is too obvious. The iPhone 14 Pro is on the left, while Pixel 1 is on the right. But there are some shots that looks closely the same like this one. This is phone number 2. I don't see much of a difference. If you look side by side, it could go either way. If you haven't had any wrong answers, iPhone 14 Pro is on the left and Pixel 1 is on the right. Did you get this right? This is the selfie of phone number 1 and this is the selfie of phone number 2. Side by side, the right side is warmer and has better details. The one on the left is clean looking though. That is Pixel 1 and iPhone 14 Pro on the right. This is the rear camera video recording of these two phones using the main sensor. Pixel 1 is on the left while iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. So that's our daylight photos and videos. Did you get everything right? We'll be waiting for the sun to go down to test the low light capability of these two phones. So this is one of the two night shot photos I prepared, and photo 1 exposes the house better. Compared to phone number 2, white balance is also different. Going side by side, would you say that the left is better? Looking at the colors of the sunset, the Google Pixel 1 is on the left and iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. Going to night shot photos number 2, this is phone number 1 and this is phone number 2. Again, going side by side, which do you think is better? Pixel 1 is on the left and iPhone 14 Pro is on the right. Let's go to low light video recording, and this is phone number 1. And this is phone number 2. It's a little bit noisy and warm. Looking side by side, iPhone 14 Pro is on the left and Google Pixel 1 is on the right. And lastly, this is the selfie video recording of phone 1. It's a little bit noisy. And this is phone 2, also a little bit noisy but brighter. Going side by side, both camera phones are good. It is usable in low light condition. Phone 1 is Pixel 1 and phone 2 is iPhone 14 Pro. So this is just the beginning of the new series called the Camera Blind Test. We will try to grow this series as something fun, entertaining, and interesting. We will still have the regular camera comparison video, but we will add this series to have more entertaining battles in the future. As for this blind test, we didn't get to the nitty-gritty of each images and videos. We generally look for the overall quality. iPhone 14 Pro is definitely stronger and much better. We really didn't use the full capacity of the 3 sensors and all the premium functionality of what could be the best camera phone this year. The Google Pixel 1 is not the best, of course. It is aging with outdated software and camera sensor. It is a single camera that lacks optical image stabilization. But if I could only shed $50 to get a decent phone with decent camera, looking at this blind test, I would still go for the cheap and used OG Pixel. So that's it for today. Looking forward for the next blind test, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.